And keep moving round it and cast for Pendo when the door is open.
Oh, this is bad RNG on this fight. If this is a... Yeah, I'm resetting. That is poor. That is not good. Hey Spectre, how's it going? Giving you a wave back.
Welcome to the burrow, Harry.
Yep, I am back doing stuff now that uni's over.
Bed's empty, no note.
I got some, I finished the run yesterday, which is the splits I'm running against because I didn't have any loadless splits.
Never, as long as I've lived.
So I've got some splits to now try and beat, and hopefully eventually.
I've had it up to
World record is very easy to beat,
so
so
of course, Harry.
should be able to get it hopefully within the next few days. If I don't mess up too much stuff and the RNG is nice.
You ready to do a bit of denoming then, Harry?
Well, I'm not sure on.
I've been with Dursley so much this summer, I'm a little rusty. That was truly smashing, Harry.
When you're ready, we'll meet you in the barn.
Yeah, so these splits, they are only, what is it, like 3.5 minutes behind world record, and these splits lose 2 minutes to Expelliarmus and 2.5 to 3 minutes on Final Quidditch, so already, if I just get decent splits there and play the same the rest of the game, I'm world recording, so it's definitely easy to beat the splits. Hopefully that bean disappears.
They're heading for the garden.
Yeah, cool.
Meet you out in the barnyard.
It loses time to collect beans in this run. You get like a you get a pop up being like, these are Bertie Bott's beans. Collect them. Just spend them on stuff.
This is a good opportunity to
Practice some dueling.
Dueling?
And watch out when the washing machine opens its door.
And keep moving round it and cast for Pendo when the door is open.
Okay, can I get good luck? Okay, cool.
Nice shot.
That was
You can only damage it when the door's open.
not a great RNG, but it wasn't awful, so I will take it. You really wanted to do a you wanted it to do a like charging up the shot attack and then a charging at you attack.
You need a chocolate frog.
Hey,
Here you
Inverse.
You have to knock the frog
I've done one
out
3 days in a row now. It's very impressive for me.
Let's go. Throw
I'm very
some
impressed.
We'll meet you in the garden when you're ready, Harry.
Although maybe I will now not stream for the rest of the year. I just need to get in. I need to get in some streams so that I can then win the Best Stream of the Year award at the Harry Potter Speedrunning Awards every year.
We need to get a
No clue how I win that ever, because I don't stream, but I do. So,
Look,
need to get my name in there for that.
what you have to do is flipendo them until they're dazed and confused. Then you grab hold of them
And spin them round.
and chuck them out of the garden.
Wow, I've got to try this.
Be my guest.
I've been watching too many PS2 runs, because I think the dialogue in that one, Ron's like,
Spin it round and chuck
nice
it over
throw,
the
Fred, that
garden.
went miles, or something like
Bet
that.
you can't throw a gnome as far as Fred did.
Or hit any of the targets
in the fields over there.
Those targets on the GameCube and Xbox version do nothing. Like, literally nothing.
You'll never beat my record. You'll never beat my record.
That was rubbish.
Okay, hopefully that gnome doesn't run all the way to the back of the garden.
That was
No, they give you a they give you like a set point total, so like you can beat Fred's high score using them, but it's pointless because it doesn't, like, beating Fred's high score in this level doesn't do anything.
It's late, boys.
In the
Time for
in the PS2 version you get cards for beating the high score and hitting both the targets, but in this version it literally is just to get a guaranteed high score. It's really stupid.
Thanks, Mrs. Weasley.
I think you deserve a chocolate.
Wait,
frog.
does it give a high score? No, I'm a liar. I know this game. No, you do get a card for beating Fred's high score. So actually that's a lie. I've confused myself. You get a card for beating the high score in this version, and hitting those gets you that high score. You don't have to though. In the PS2 version, specifically hitting the targets gets you a card for each of them. Probably shouldn't hit the mic with my glasses. So you can use them in the Xbox GameCube version, but technically they don't actually do anything. They just give you a set score, and they have like a mini cutscene, like not a mini cutscene, but they take longer to show that they've hit them, so it just loses time in a speedrun. I know this game, I promise. Not just make it up on the spot. That's what happens when you don't play a game for months and months and months.
It's Lucius and Draco Malfoy.
Ah,
Touch nothing, Draco.
Mr. Malfoy.
Ah, Mr.
Oh, wrong one.
Mr. Malfoy.
The other way around.
What a pleasure to see you again. The Ministry of Magic is conducting more raids.
This I don't like.
A few more items.
He's like, oh yeah, they can't know I have the Lumos spellbook.
Impress me.
God, imagine if they found out I had the Lumos spellbook.
Are willing to sell? Correct.
Like, I don't think, does the Ministry really care?
The manor to pick them up. Good day. Good day, Mr. Malfoy.
Is Lumos that bad of a spell that they teach it to first years at Hogwarts, but they can't possibly have a spellbook for it? Whee! Hey Vanilla, how's it going? Lumos is dark magic. Lumos is only known by Death Eaters and first year Hogwarts students. That was some interesting movement. So I would just get ladder clip and save all the time back. Easy. That was fairly quick, so that's fine. That makes up for that. Just casually climb your way through a wall. Easy.
Hedwig! Here you go.
What's annoying is that there's a yeah, that would be incredibly useful for the speedrun. Of like you can walk through walls. No, there's actually a way of clipping out of bounds in this room a lot earlier on, but unfortunately because of the way the level loads, it doesn't save any time because you just get stuck out of bounds and you can't progress. Okay, ladder clip. Do I get it? Let's see. No, didn't get it. The save's like 7 seconds. It's really not a huge deal. Can you operate out of bounds? Is that a thing? Like, I operate into the middle of this wall. Yeah, all the ladder clip does is it gets you from the ladder to that switch I just pressed at the beginning of this side passage area.
Harry, we hoped you'd only gone one fireplace too far. I was frantic with worry.
What's wrong, Ginny? You don't look very happy.
Blue powder went wrong, and I dropped all my things in the fireplaces I passed.
Would you like me to go and look for them?
That's so kind of you, Harry, but I think you'll need to get your things first. What was on your school list?
A copy of the Standard Book of Spells, Grade 2, from Flourish and Blots, and a new potion bar from Mole Peppers.
Well, let's all go to Flourish and Blots then. Oh, and you might need this. It fell into the heart.
But like, would it not be easier to just be like, oh yeah,
Thanks, Mrs.
we're going to allow 7th year students to just apparate to school rather than taking up the train space, and like, it's all just like, the rules are very, very vague and make no sense. Like, it's all magic. Could they not, like, add a check to make sure that it's only students who can apparate? I'm sure the concern is, like, what if someone who's not a student apparates into Hogwarts? It's like, well, you can... Like, there must be some sort of magical check to be like, only these permitted people are allowed to apparate and disapparate.
How much is this book?
Because otherwise I'd just be apparating, like, into banks and stuff and taking all the money.
Gosh, Hawk. Ah, now that would be one sickle.
I'd like to buy that, please.
Thank you. With the knowledge contained in this book, you'll be able to cast more powerful spells. Here's a helpful hint from the book, just for you.
Yeah, but you could...
Build up the power
So you can make it so that on the...
Cast it when the spell is ready.
Because I assume places like Gringotts probably have, like, magical walls or whatever that stop you from doing it all the time, because otherwise you'd just be able to apparate in and out. So could you not, on, like, the days of school arrival and school departure, allow it? And then the rest of the year... just set up a blanket like you can't apparate unless it's around the school.
What I've learned. Where did you lose your things, Ginny?
I think I dropped my brass scales when I passed the fireplace in the
Well, I think
my new quill definitely fell into the back of Gamble and Japes.
once again we're debating a fictional world that doesn't exist.
So I think that must be in the leaky cauldron.
But there's definitely ways around it in universe.
Menagerie, Gamble and Japes, and the Leaky Cauldron. Got it.
We really appreciate this, Harry. It is so
Yeah, I guess there's that. But then, if we're talking about being somewhat dangerous, I don't think Hogwarts really cares about that.
Now go on, show us what you can do with your
I don't think they have
spells.
issues with things being kind of dangerous.
Barrels over there.
Let's go. Oh, go through the door, please. That door only works from, like, the right-hand side of the door. It's really weird. But there's a cooldown if you try to open the left-hand side of the door. Yeah, I guess it's a magical train, so there's not really an issue with space. At the same time, having to, like... Because from what I understand, it literally only stops at King's Cross and Hogwarts. So, like, there must be so many students who have to travel so far to get to London, only to have to go, like, back home, essentially. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's them, and they must have international students.
How much are stink?
Like, there must be. I imagine.
Some stink pellets.
'Cause obviously there's not a magic school in every single country in the world. So would it not be easier to like fly to? That's not going to work. Oh, that did work. Wouldn't it be easier to like fly to Edinburgh, or wherever it is? That was bad. Wait, so then does that mean like every other student in Europe has to... Because as far as I understand, there's really not that many magic schools. Seems like Hogwarts is just quite snobby and elitist, really.
We're closed. I'm filling the stock. Keep out. Didn't you hear
But
me,
then,
boy?
where do all the men go? Because that's
We're
like...
closed now. Go away.
In the films, that's a female school, essentially.
No kids today.
Like, that's... Yeah. I know in the books it's different. Yeah. Yeah. It was such a weird idea for the films, because I sort of understand why they did it in terms of visual effects, but at the same time, like, it just... I don't think you needed it. So it's a weird choice to make. Especially because Hogwarts is specifically, like, mixed. Like, it's a weird choice to be like, but every other school is either male or female. Hey Limit, thanks for the luck. How's it going? Oh hey Frack, thanks for the raid. What were you playing?
Excuse me, how much is this potion vial?
It costs 8 sickles.
I'd like to buy that, please.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
Welcome to me
your potion farm
playing
with
HP2
Wiggenweld's
poorly.
stamina potion. The Wiggenweld's in the large cauldron over there.
Right, fair enough. Do you still use the easier route, or do you use the riskier route? Oh, that was bad.
Hello there, Harry.
I tried to do a jump forward and it just didn't work, so I didn't have enough room. Oh, fair enough, Frack.
Harry, you're so wonderful.
Yeah, the risky route is like,
No, really.
only if you're going for like super top times.
Such
It's
a
really
kind
annoying.
boy, Harry. Here,
So yeah,
have a chocolate
money
bar.
in this game makes no sense. It's 1 sickle for a book, 4 sickles for a pack of 10 stink pellets, 8 sickles for a glass vial.
We were thinking of going in to see him.
Like,
Would you like to come with us, Harry?
Oh,
and according to this world, 4 sickles, I think you can buy a pack of 10 stink pellets in Fred and George's for like 10 beans. So 4 sickles is the equivalent of 10 Bertie Bott's beans. So like, their economy is screwed. What is the top 3 now? So it's me, and then I assume Milan,
Great Scott!
and then who would it be? Mike? No, Zinfogel. Zinfogel's probably third, I imagine. Beans are expensive, but for some reason they're just lying all over the place on the floor. Like, I feel like people would be a lot more like running around and grabbing as many beans as they can, because you can buy a glass potion vial for 20 beans. Oh, Zinfogel ahead of Milan. Fair enough. Bet you liked that, didn't you, Potter?
Bet you loved that, didn't you, Potter? Famous Harry Potter. Can't even go into a bookshop without making the front page.
Leave him alone. He didn't want all that.
Potter's got a girlfriend.
I suppose your parents will go hungry for a month to pay for all the books you're going to need at Hogwarts.
It's Milan, not Milan.
Here, girl,
It's Milan,
take this one.
Milan. It's
It's
Milan, not Milan.
to help out the poor and needy.
If it is Milan, I feel really bad. No, Milan.
Let me give you some coaching, Harry. Fame is
Pronunciation is not my strong suit.
Be careful how you play the fame game, so to speak. Be sparing with your public
Milan.
appearances. At first,
Milan.
watch the company you keep. Harry! Why, I remember the time when I was writing my second bestseller, Gadding with Cools.
Harry, we've missed the train!
I believe the more exposure
I'm going
I
to
got
assume
the
that is
best, the
right.
better my career would progress.
Missed the train?
Trouble was, I became overexposed.
I feel really awkward. I've always said Milan.
The Hogwarts Express.
As in, like, the
5
country.
minutes
Is it a
ago.
country, Milan? Or is it a city? I think it's a country.
Seriously missing for 3 weeks.
Oh no!
That's awkward.
What are we going to do?
I should have just stuck with Avram. It's easier to say.
Profit.
Well, I know that Dad took the flying car to work this morning. It's parked in Charing
Yeah.
Cross Road.
Geography is not my strong
And
suit.
I'd been captured by trolls in the wilds of Stockton-on-Tees.
Okay, it's our only chance of getting to school on time.
That I managed to regain my former prominent position as the world's most popular
It's an
wizard.
Italian city. Cool.
Harry?
Good to know. I will keep that. I played GeoGuessr with Nixo once.
I'll meet you
And like I just sort of spent my time looking for signs and then going like, I vaguely recognise that language. And then I'd be like, oh, this is Spain. It'd be like, no, it's Brazil, you idiot. And I'd be like, oh yeah.
You know, Ron,
I'm not very good at GeoGuessr. Well, see, of course, there's a school in Salem, Massachusetts. Of course, there is.
Wizards are allowed to use magic if it's a real emergency.
I think the issue is J.K. Rowling. Obviously, J.K. Rowling is an awful person, but with the Harry Potter world, like I just don't think it was something that was really thought through as a franchise before it was written.
So far. Look, Harry! There's Hogwarts straight ahead! Uh-oh!
And the issue is she keeps adding on like, oh, but guess what? Toilets were originally made of bronze, but they actually were coloured blue because the bronze was magic bronze. That like it's like you don't need to keep like it's popular enough. No one's becoming interested in Harry Potter because of your random tweets.
Just hold on! I can't do anything else! Hurry up, Harry!
Okay, one thing below skip. Four, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. The issue with that one is that one just it literally makes no sense. The time frame for that one just literally the bathrooms that existed at the time just it makes no sense. It was such a stupid thing to try and introduce. Nice. I hope someday someone works out a consistent way of getting the skip for that area. But it is so ridiculously annoying to set up. And you can't do like all the other setups have like very specific ways of moving because you only have a set amount of movement. Oh. Yeah, I'm not, like, I'm not doing anything that gives her any sort of financial reward.
What kept you, Harry? I can't hang around here all night, you know. Very funny, Ron. Now, how on earth am I going to release
I mean, obviously there's been discussions in,
Is there some kind of
like, the
spot on
Potter-thon
tree you could cast
stuff
a
as well
spell
about handling stuff, because obviously it's going to be something that has to be considered.
whatever you're gonna do, I suggest you do it quickly!
It's that sort of thing of, like, separating the art from the artist, and at the same time accepting that what the artist, I say in brackets, because really the book's not very well written, but that's a different issue. Like, it's about sort of separating that and at the same time accepting that anything that comes in the future is going to be a direct link back to the person. It's a hard one. Jump, hit me, thank you. Hit me with your best shot. Gonna get that section of the video muted. Fire away. Yeah, no, that is very true, Limit. I think in general, I think you should be able to critique people while accepting that the artwork or media or whatever they produce can have merit. So like Woody Allen, for example, like you can accept that the things they made have some interest and are well made, whilst also accepting the negatives of it. Also, thanks Blaze. This run is going semi-okay. It's not been great, but whatever. Yeah, this is my issue with Hogwarts Legacy is like, obviously it gives her money, clearly, because it's her property. It's like, I don't really want to buy it.
Let's just hope he's left because he missed out on the defense against the dark arts job again. Or he might have been sacked.
I need to do. It's hard because I was trying to do some. I was trying to do research into like how much, like financially how much goes towards her. But there's not. You can't find anything on it at all. Yeah, I'll probably end up having to go to like CX. Fun. And then they will charge me like £60 for it.
That tree did more damage to us than we.
Silence! I would advise you both to make your way immediately to the Gryffindor common room.
But Professor
I think the only games I've gotten from CEX are my DS Harry Potter games in terms of Harry Potter games. I've gotten tons of games from CEX.
Out after tonight, I will definitely deduct house points.
But it's like there's no point getting retro games from them because they overcharge for really poor quality games. Let's go. Will I get nearly head snick skip? Yeah, it's annoying. So there was a retro gaming store near where, in the place I live, and it closed during COVID. So there's now only CEX and game. So it's a bit like, oh great. And game doesn't even really sell anything. Cool. Got that. It's really stupid that one sting pellet throw saves like a minute. I think it's slightly less than that, but it's stupid how much time that saves. Yeah, fair enough. I was going to say I'll go to CX like the day after. Because people will trade in stuff very quickly. It'll be interesting to see whether it lives up to the hype.
Hey Harry, Fred and George have set up a shop.
Because I think they've set the standards, they've set the expectations incredibly high.
Wow, I must go and see them. Where are they?
Which I think is an issue with most modern games, but it'll be interesting to see whether people actually think that the game is worth all the hype that's been built up for it.
Oh, and watch out for Percy. He hates being disturbed when he's studying.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I don't really. It's a game in a franchise that they're making to make money on the franchise. They're not making it for the love of the game. And I have no like super expectations. I think the Dumbledore one I think it's like 220 or something. If I remember correctly. That cutscene is long, but it's not super long. I guess it also saves the time from running back down the corridor. And I guess actually, theoretically, it saves time because you have to throw one less stink pellet,
Feel free to browse our extensive range of wizard
which
weeds
is
and
fun.
magical merchandise. Everything priced at reasonable rates and the only currency universally accepted throughout Hogwarts. 30 bucks
What's
every
every
flavour
flavour
beans.
beans?
We're sure there's something here you'll like.
Yeah, reminder that. So the bean bag costs, what is it? 30 beans? 50 beans? 20 beans. It costs 20 beans, doesn't it? Because the cars are 30, the bean bag's 20.
Morning, Ron. Do you know what
So
class
a
we've got
bean
first?
bag and a glass potion vial
You heard right.
cost the same amount of
Downstairs
currency
in the
in
entrance.
this world. Crazy. Nothing can be better than 60S though. 60S is the best Harry Potter game. Like you can't compete. Hey Crone, how's it going? HP2 time. This run's going okay. It's not been great, but it's not been awful. Also, do you just not sleep? Make sure I get this cutscene skip. Cool. That one's probably the easiest one to time for some reason, because it just takes so long to lag. That and Dumbledore skip. Yeah, I'm doing good. Fair enough. Move out my way, purple student who's in Hufflepuff, because Hufflepuff is purple. Who's Ukiamki Ankim? Here's me butchering people's names.
Although you all apparently learned to fly last year,
Uchi Akimbo.
is directed at you, Mr. Longbottom.
I think I said that right.
Courses in order. Potter,
Hopefully I
let's see
didn't
if you
just
still have
butcher
that natural flying
names.
ability. First of all, I want to test your broom control. Fly up.
I struggle enough with the English language as it is. Yeah, imagine sleeping. I mean, I say that, I'm getting old now. I'm like, 24 is fairly old, so I get tired very quickly. It's really not good.
Excellent. You seem to have lost none of your natural flying ability. Let's move on to something a little more difficult.
Okay.
Before you, a course comprised of enchanted rings. What you must do is to fly through as many of these rings as possible in the correct order. Are you ready, Potter? Begin.
I think the concept of Quidditch is cool. I think I think the issue with Quidditch is like the way they've the game doesn't really make sense. Really, if you actually think about it.
Right.
Like it's not something that could be like a competitive like full-on competition game, because it is just so down to like randomness.
As many rings as you can in a set time. I've created several new enchantments.
It's just like
causing some to move,
a competition
others
is a
to
bit
shrink as you
weird.
approach them. When you're ready, Mr. Potter, you may begin.
I think a Quidditch game would sell really well, like if you had like a FIFA style Quidditch game. But obviously that takes effort to make. And obviously they're focused on Hogwarts Legacy. Annoyingly, my 60s PB is not my PB on the speedrun leaderboards, because my PB in 60s had the capture card I was using disconnected for like 20 seconds, so the video is not complete, so I didn't really feel comfortable submitting it. And now I haven't got the video anymore. But I think my PB is like a 1:16:12 or something. Did we have one? I know they were developing one a while ago, but I don't think it was done anything. English. I didn't think it went anywhere, is what I was trying to say. I think the issue is like, obviously they like the way they explain it is like, oh, but some games go on for days, and it's like, sure, they can't all go on for days. Like, surely there must be games where the snitch gets caught straight away, and it's like, that's the end of the game.
Any time of the day.
Like, there's not a time limit or anything.
Exhausting, Harry. I'm off to bed. See you later.
Is Ireland not in Quidditch World Cup?
Gryffindor.
What they probably did was they probably went, oh, here's the United Kingdom. Like, let's just shove them all in together. Does it have UK or does it have England?
Ravenclaw.
Does it have England and Scotland, or does it just have UK?
Slytherin.
I should know. I've played Quidditch World Cup. I should know this, but I don't. And it was specified as England. How weird. Because I was gonna say, if they had like Great Britain or UK, I can understand. Not really, but I can see them sort of forgetting it. But if they had specifically England, then
Harry, just the person I've been looking for. Something dreadful has happened to Neville. He's got himself trapped behind a tapestry.
And I suppose you want me to get him out?
I guess to be fair, Harry Potter is an English license, and England don't like Ireland very much, so it makes sense.
Neville? How did you end up back there?
He was looking for Trevor, his toad, and he went the wrong way. Now he's stuck.
And this is the stupidest side quest in all of Harry Potter, because the room he's in has no door. Like, the way he got in was through the tapestry.
Where am I going to find one of those?
So he moved the tapestry to get in, but he can't move it to get out again.
Except to get in, you're going to have
It's
to find
stupid.
out how to pull up hawk lumps. If you go to the library, there's an excellent book by Professor Lockhart. That'll tell you how to do it.
Okay, so I've got to go into the library on the second floor and get a copy
Yes,
of Lockhart's
yes, Harry, yep.
book, and then go
Thanks
out
for
into the grounds
re-explaining.
and find my way into the herbology greenhouse.
If only there was some sort of like in-game checklist to tell you where to go.
What did he say?
That's what I'm saying with it. Like, just move the tapestry out the way. It can't be. It's not that heavy because he got through it to go the one way. Like, it's not a heavy tapestry. Which is a way of getting us out of the dormitory. Okay, snake skip. 5. Also, when I first, because I ran this game on Japanese GameCube for a bit. By the way, that book is just in the door for some reason sometimes. I don't really understand. Yeah, but I ran this game on Japanese GameCube, and the floor numbers are different in Japanese because they are one added. So I remember when I first played it, I just get really confused. Because it would be like, oh yeah, you're on the 6th floor. I'd be like, no, this is not the 6th floor, this is the 5th floor. Do they really just say, like, the Nordic countries? That's a bit off. It's like, oh yeah, here's all the Nordic countries. The Nordic, God, that's appalling. They really did not care when they made those games, did they? Like, oh yeah, like, people from Sweden and stuff want to see their country represented. We'll just call it the Nordic countries. God. The Great Hall counted as 1st floor. Yeah, 3GBA's floors are a bit weird, actually. So we say 1st floor. I'm trying to think how we say it, because now I'm like doubting myself, but I'm pretty sure 1st floor is like the ground floor, and then 2nd floor is like the 2nd level of the building. So like the upstairs in a house is the 2nd floor. I'm pretty sure that's how. I'm now doubting everything I've ever known. Because it makes sense, because it's like the 1st floor is the floor you enter on. And then the 2nd floor is the 2nd floor up. Although I feel like I've just made it. I'm trying to think what I call it. If it's on the 1st floor of the building, it's on the ground floor, I think. Yeah, I think that's how I call it. The basement would just be the basement. If you were like in a lift, it would be -1. I'm confusing myself, Blaze. I don't know what's going on. Is that thing of like, I've done it my entire life, and I'm now doubting everything I've ever said. I'm trying to think, in this game... No, but it must... No, that can't be right, though. No, that can't be right, because in Harry Potter, Transfiguration's on the 1st floor, which is the 1st floor up. Maybe we don't call it that, I've just been so... I don't know.
What was that?
Who cares? End of the day, doesn't matter. I will check. I'm going to Google it in a sec and see what England calls it, because I'm probably wrong.
Wattlebird.
Let me Google it once I cut down this tapestry.
I thought I was never going to get out of there.
What do England call the ground
Nice
floor?
one, Harry. Well, all this
Entrance floor? I've never heard it called the entrance floor.
But Hermione, nearly Edna's Nick has been attacked, and I'll tell you in the morning.
Yeah, I just looked it up. The ground, so it goes ground floor and then first floor.
Gryffindor.
Which, yeah, I think I'm wrong in what I was just trying to explain for the last 10 minutes.
Ravenclaw.
I know my country.
Slytherin.
Yeah, so apparently the ground floor is floor 0, essentially. The thing is, I was trying to think about it in terms of, like, lifts. By the way, that was really good RNG on those. But in lifts, it changes. So, like, in lifts, sometimes the ground floor is called G.
Hello, Hermione. Do you know what lesson we've got first thing?
And sometimes it's called 1.
Harry, the Gilderoy Lockhart. I can't wait.
I'm going to try and pronounce it. Hey, Iana? I assume that's how it's pronounced. How's it going? I'm good, thanks. I agree with you, Pixel, but at the same time I understand why it's not. But yeah. I've just been sat here trying to argue for that for 10 minutes, but I think actually it is that the first floor is the first floor up. I'm confusing myself. I'm going to stop talking about floors because I'm just going to dig myself a deeper hole. Everyone in England has a butler. We all have our butlers to press the lift buttons. Harry, sit down.
Can everyone see me? Can you all hear me? Excellent. This term I shall be teaching dueling. Let me introduce you to my assistant, Professor Snape.
So if in America it's the first floor is the ground floor, we do it differently than America because America's obviously not as good as England, clearly.
Is through here. What you have to do is to find the Expelliarmus spellbook somewhere beyond the portrait. Once you have the spell,
only a
The
valet.
Expelliarmus spell will be yours to use as
I have a valet, a butler, and a chef. I'm doing so well for myself on my mountains of student debt.
I suppose that Expelliarmus spellbook is down.
Once again, Harry, you've come through a hole. It's the only staircase down. It's a safe assumption that the spellbook's at the bottom of the staircase. Hey, Nightbee, how's it going? We're discussing whether the first floor is the ground floor or not. And I think I've just confused every single person in the chat about how it actually works in England. Even though Harry Potter is set in England, I could have just used the game. Cool, nice. Oh, nice. Where were you? At work? That was a question. I just sort of finished. At work. Okay, let me just concentrate for a sec. Cool. Yeah, it's not hard. These splits are very bad. Well, that'd be funny if it was, but it's not. Unfortunately, it's only different in Japanese. Hey Flo, thanks for the luck. How did your HP3 runs go earlier? Oh, fair enough. I mean, can you have good HP3 runs? Is that possible? Is that a thing that can actually happen? Also, casting Flipendo actually saves time because he can sometimes do like some gloating animations and it skips them if you're casting Flipendo at him. Yeah. It's not possible. Now that Ape's got a 40, was it 45? Like, the game's done. It's like, nope, no one else gets a good run. That's very true, Blaze, unless you're me and it's HP3 GBA. In that case, you will always get insanely good RNG. For no reason. Everyone gets annoyed because I always say that the 112.21 or whatever time it is now is a bad run. And it's not a good run, it's just the RNG carried it so much. Like, the run itself, the actual, like, non-RNG stuff is really, really badly played in that run.
Well done,
Also, that,
Potter.
yeah, that level went really poorly. In both attempts I've done with these splits.
Use the Expelliarmus spell you've just acquired
No,
in a
you
real
do.
duel.
Mr. Malfoy, come over here.
Oh, I think I always have time saving Basilisk because I went for this stupid try and save time strap.
Duelist to gain 5 points
Wins the duel.
Very well then. One's at the ready.
Also, why do they swap sides? Because, like, this way, Harry's on the far side of the classroom and Draco's on the near side.
1, 2, 3.
And then for some reason they swap. That was stupid. That was my fault. So in Basilisk, you can... if you delay picking up the sword until after the snake starts attacking, you can skip some of its attacks. So it saves 4 seconds of attack you skip. So over the entire fight, you can theoretically save a minute. The issue is that if you're holding the sword, the snake will always go to attack you when it comes out of the hole. If you're not holding the sword, the snake won't always go to attack you. It's just random. And the RNG just isn't favourable. So I was like, I'm behind anyway. Flo wants to see it. Magic. Yeah, Flo told me to go for it, so I went through and I didn't get it, and the snake just ran around the room for a bit, so I lost like 15 seconds or so. He lived about 1,000 years ago.
For all we know, you could be. Anyway, we've got next.
I mean, the run died to Quidditch anyway. Like, I can't be annoyed. I lost 2.5 minutes on the Quidditch match. I mean, I think theoretically it's possible because my RTA summer best back on my other splits is like a 153, I think. So theoretically, with a really, really good run, it'd be possible, but that's getting good RNG and playing the game well, which isn't going to happen. Quidditch doesn't go well. Like, you can't expect good at Quidditch in this game. It's not physically possible.
Listen up, you lot. We're going to make
Listen up, you lot, talking just to Harry.
And the way we're going to do that is practice, practice, practice.
Yeah. They're like, I think at a top level, they might be fairly similar, although HP3 is getting new strats still, and this game is not, so I guess HP3 will be faster at the end of the day.
Good, Harry. Flying through each ring makes you go faster.
Oh, don't say that, Limit. Now I'm not going to catch it. I'm ready to not catch the snitch.
Now you're going faster. You'll see the magical charge in your broom has increased too. You can see this
by the
trail
trail.
the broom is leaving in the air behind you.
We know who to blame. Yeah, if Quidditch goes badly, we can just all attack Limit in the chat. I'll say all attack Liam. Don't attack Liam. Liam's not even here. Please don't attack Liam. Okay, we might be able to get the Bludger cutscene skip with no.
Don't let it
We
hit
wouldn't.
you, or it will reduce the magical charge in your broom. The heart.
What is the sum of HP world records at the moment? That was annoying.
Time your grab at the snitch and you'll catch it.
Come on. Catch the snitch! For God's sake, game.
You're close enough to the snitch. If you boost now, you'll have a chance of grabbing it.
Where is it gone? Oh my god. I may just reset, to be honest. This is ridiculous. I'll see how much time I've lost. I literally boosted into the snake. Christ. To be honest, I think you can take 30 minutes off 7.2 DS alone.
Okay, you know the score. 1 opposing seeker, 2 bludgers, and 2 opposing beaters to contend with. All you have to do is catch the snitch.
God's sake. This is why this game is really stupid to grind, because it's like there's literally nothing I could have done in that situation. Okay, we'll see how much time I've lost. Yeah, it's so it's technically it's you have to catch the snitch 5 times because you have to do it twice in practice and then you have 3 matches. And then Aragog's RNG, and that RNG is also can lose several minutes. The house point cutscenes are RNG, so you can lose like 6 seconds on each of those, theoretically.
Hello there.
It's all fun. It's a fun game. Hey Gengar, how's it going?
Malfoy showed up while you were practicing in the Quidditch Stadium. He's been made Seeker after his dad brought his team with a whole set of
this isn't
2001.
all, I'm gonna continue.
Hermione said something about it, and he called her a filthy mudblood. A what? A mudblood?
Oh yeah, I thought I just need to be luckier. My bad. Sorry guys, I'll just be luckier.
There are some wizards, like Malfoy's family, who think they're better than everyone else. Anyway.
Well, I actually sent Zabba my RNG client for HP3 GBA, which he then used for all his runs, so actually, I already have it.
I suppose you're right.
Anyway, I'm tired and I'm off.
Yeah, look, I just lost over a minute to that Quidditch, and there was no way of controlling that.
Gryffindor.
And what's really sad is that I can still PB by several minutes. My world record in this game is not good. Probably one of the weakest 6th gen world records, to be honest. It's just no one likes playing this game.
Ravenclaw. Slytherin.
Yeah, that's what I did, unfortunately. Oh yeah, 2PS2, the superior version of this game. I would accept that flow if you ran anything other than any %. Even if you ran, what is it called now? Glitch, there's no end date. I can't remember what we call the category.
Why do you want it?
So we can find out about the legend of the Chamber of Secrets, of course.
Someone needs to submit 100% for Pottathon for PS2 because any percent is not getting in. Like, it is just, you can't have a marathon run that is just 30 minutes of load screen. You can't.
There's a portrait that will let you in. The password is bibliophile.
Right. Second floor, past the library, portrait. Got it.
Thanks, Harry. And watch out for the prefects.
I forget the dogs. The dogs are different in the PS2 version, aren't they? So I always forget that. Yeah, and obviously gnomes. Gnomes aren't too bad. I'm trying to think of anything else in that game that's RNG. I don't think there's anything else I can think of off the top of my head. This school has like 8 copies of the Mona Lisa, by the way. It's in the door. Always better when it's in the door because it's easier to hit. See, that's the thing. You could theoretically get away with like doing 2 PS2 any percent and then running another game during the end of it. But at that point, it's like just submit a longer category of 2 PS2 if you want to, or I'm planning on submitting 100% for this game because I need to redeem the run I did a couple of years ago.
Lost it.
By the way, I'm saving time here purely because I got good RNG in the cutscene. That's the only reason. I got good RNG in the House Point cutscene, so I'm saving time. Yeah, then at that point, it's like you're watching someone play normally, then just be like, and now here's the end of the run. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I think if you submitted HP2 PS2 100%, you could at least be like, oh yeah, here's the end day skip to skip stuff, and this is what we do for any percent, but at the same time, you get to see the game, at least. The thing is, I was thinking, I think I said it on stream the other day, but I was thinking about it, and I'm not actually like, I probably won't be submitting many runs to Pottathon because there's not many runs I'm top in anymore. Actually interesting. So end day skip, you can skip some of the night times, I believe. Like, you can probably skip Scourge night because I don't think there's any cards up here. And you can skip, with the house point routing, you can skip, oh for God's sake. You can skip either Aberforce Day or Incendio Day. Like, either or. And what's funny is that they, in looking at the any percent PB of Mike for his old run, they are exactly the same length. I think there was like 4 seconds difference between them. So theoretically they are the same length. Oh, that was bad. Hey Whip, how's it going? You came at just the right time. Book climbing. Oh, okay. So you've been here a while then. Cool. Fair enough. Well then, you started talking at just the right time. Oh. No, I know, right, Blaze. Like, this room is very annoying to have to play. Once it... Actually, so we're talking about RNG. This room is also, you can lose a minute and not had to be able to do anything about it. So this game is essentially just like, you can have the perfect run elsewhere and lose like 6 minutes to RNG, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's great. It's a really well designed speed game. Oh yeah, how's your book going? I always forget you're writing stuff. Hedwig! Why can the library have been a deleted library? Because that one looks fun.
Here you go.
I mean, with one Xbox, the RNG really is only really like the guy trashes. Everything else is fairly controllable. 3 Xbox is just like, I don't like... I need to play it at some point to update my PB. Because like, I can't bring myself to grind out runs with Lumos skip and Troll 2 skip and... Oh, is that like a, like the person, are you writing it for someone and they were like, you have to write it in English? Or is it like the publishers or whatever were like, it'll sell better if it's in English, or... See, Troll 2 skip, I found, like, I literally was getting like 70% of the time. And it's really easy to redo if you fail it. Right, fair enough, Whip. That makes sense. Oh, that's always a fun clip where it's like, oh yeah, once again, nothing you can do about it, you just clip through the floor. Also, taking guesses on the number of attempts for Scourge skip. 6th try last time. Going with 6. I'll go with 8 because I think this run's gone really poorly already, so it's probably going to continue going downhill. Blaze is going for 55th try, which probably will end up being what's happening. Flo's going for crash. Oh, no, Flo's... Okay. I thought Flo was saying the game's going to crash. I was like, oh god, please don't say that, Flo. Okay. 3rd try. Cool, nice. And I'm saving time here still, even though the book climb was really, really appallingly bad. Yeah, I finished uni stuff literally like a day ago or so. But when I went in, because I had my final like performance assessment like early last week, and I went in and at the end they were like, oh yeah, you should consider going for like a PGCE, and I was like, I'm good, thanks. I can't think of anything worse for myself than teaching. Like that sounds like hell. Like genuine hell. Teaching is for some people, in terms of like school teaching, I can't imagine anything worse. I'll be back in a sec.
I managed to get Hogwarts in history, but it wasn't easy. Slytherin ambushed me.
Crikey! Can I have a look at the book, Harry?
Here you go.
Here it is. I'll read the passage out. Hogwarts was founded over 1,000 years ago by the 4 greatest witches and wizards of the age. Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. For a while, the 4 founders worked in harmony together, seeking out youngsters with magical abilities and bringing them to the castle to be educated. But a rift began to grow between Slytherin and the others. Slytherin believed that magical learning should be restricted to all magic families and that no students of non-magical parentage should be admitted.
Blaze, I read your thing, I read up to green card, and I was like, oh, I didn't realise that you were getting a green card, and I was like, oh, okay, fair enough, that makes sense.
According to the legend, Slytherin's silver sealed this chamber of secrets
See what I've missed.
so that no one would be able to open it until his own true heir arrived at the school. The heir alone would be
Oh,
able
congrats,
to
Linnet.
unseal
What's your
the chamber
thesis
and
on?
unleash the horror within and use it to purge the school of all who are unworthy.
And was it one of those things where it's like some of the stuff just makes like no... I feel like when I write like essays and analysis and stuff, I'm like, this makes no sense. But it's... I can argue it well enough that I can make it make sense.
Is a monster that only the heir of Slytherin can control.
But what kind of monster?
The kind of monster that can petrify.
To be honest, as long as you can argue why you've said things, you're fine. Oh wow, that's not what I was expecting. That sounds really interesting, actually. That was the wrong thing I covered. That was the wrong thing I when I meant to put it over the Findo, but whatever. I can just open up. I can do it again when I open up the menu next.
Hufflepuff.
Where are you from, Gengar, again?
Ravenclaw.
Bioinformatics. Wow. God, everyone's doing like really intelligent stuff. I'm like, I play the piano and I sing. Oh, Norway, cool. I was gonna say in England, like you don't have to have a PhD to teach. For certain places, it depends.
Morning, Ron. It's Transfiguration first thing, isn't it?
Yeah, first floor.
Everyone wrote like, I wrote my essays in uni about like imperialism and its effect on neoclassical art. And I'm like, I just went into a room and I was like, goodbye, goodbye to every night alone, goodbye. I was doing lots of that stuff. Also, I remembered to use the stink pellet. Oh, thanks, game. That happens sometimes. I literally have no clue why. Like you just get stuck on the top of the stairs. I guess theoretically, if I wasn't going to go and do music, my plan was to go and do math, so I guess that counts. So that's my nerdy subject I would have done instead.
Today we shall learn the transfiguration spell known as Avifors. Avifors will allow you to transform small objects, such as the parts of this statue, into birds. This is achieved like so.
My thought process on uni was that it doesn't really matter because I'm not going into a job that requires a degree. It doesn't really matter what degree I get. I just need to go to uni and get a degree because it affects things like pay and all that sort of other rubbish. But it's like I just may as well. Oh, okay, cool, Whip. Thanks for talking. I assume you're still at the stream one in the background, so you can hear me get annoyed that I miss Avifors skip.
Off you go.
But yeah, I just sort of like, it's like you just have to get a degree. It doesn't really matter what degree you get at the end of the day, unless you want to become like a doctor or a lawyer. Like even then, a lawyer, you don't really need a law degree at the end of the day. I think I've messed this up, which is annoying. Oh no, cool, I'm good. Cool. So from this point it's fairly safe because you can't, unless you like did something really wrong. Cool. Done. Well, it's not mandatory, like specifically like a law, like you can go and study law in different ways. But like I don't think it's completely 100% mandatory. You have to have a license to practice law. The thing is, in the UK they look for like lots of different things when you hire people for certain things. I wonder if the Aberforth spellbook is down these stairs. We'll never know because we never found it. Harry was like, I can't be bothered to do this challenge. I'm just gonna clip through the wall and get back to the classroom. I think really the only thing that you need like a specific degree for in the UK is medical. I think everything else you can sort of get away with you can get away with just like apprenticing or studying, or obviously to be a lawyer you have to have a degree normally. Oh, that was poor. That was some poor movement from me. Yeah, we have an interesting country in terms of job prospects and what jobs you can get with certain experience. Oh, this pattern is awful. Come on. Oh, for God's sake. Like, you have to be so precise with where you fly. Come on. Please catch the snitch. Thank you. Yeah, it's... you have to be 30 or less years old, but with 40 of experience. Yeah, exactly how it works. You clearly, like, Hermione's just like, oh, by the way, Harry, you missed this spell. Here you go, I'll teach you how to cast Aberforth, Harry. Still a gold, because my splits are really, really awful.
Gryffindor.
I think all these different degrees are really interesting for different reasons. Some of them I would never do myself, like art history. I like art is art. Like actual paintings and stuff. I'm like, cool. Yeah, they've painted a house. It's a cool house, I guess. But obviously there's so like you can go and do like you can go be like an art buyer. You can be like a historian. You can work for museums. You can work for galleries. Like it's really cool what you can do with certain degrees. You can also like go and work at McDonald's, I guess. Which is where most people probably end up.
You're not going to believe this, Harry.
You're right, I'm not.
Wants you to meet her in the girls' bathroom on the second
Why would I not believe that?
She's got a plan to find out who the heir of Slytherin
What a weird thing to not believe.
Yes.
You're not going to believe this. Hermione wants you to meet her in a room.
Second floor? Isn't that supposed to be haunted?
Oh. Okay, Ron, you face that way. I think literature sounds really interesting, in a way. Like I'm definitely more of a when I read fiction because it's I read for enjoyment rather than like I do read factual stuff sometimes. I read some like philosophy stuff. I read lots of like maths books and maths like discussing problems and stuff. And things like Chaos Theory Street, all those fun stuff. But I tend to read for enjoyment. At the moment, I'm reading Ready Player 2, which is the sequel to Ready Player 1. It is awful. It is written very poorly.
I just wanted to show him how nice it is in here. I wish people would stop.
Screw you, Hermione. This is Moaning Myrtle's home.
So what's this plan of yours, Hermione?
We need to find out who the heir of Slytherin is, so we can discover who wants all the students with non-magical parents out of Hogwarts.
Well, it's not me. I hope.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you have to sort of, if you're going to uni or college or whatever it's called, wherever you are in the world, like, you have to do something you enjoy, and then I think after that you expect to then go into jobs that you enjoy.
It transforms you into somebody
I
else.
think
One of us can
nowadays
change into
degrees
the
are
suit.
less
A
important in
Malfoy
terms of like you
will
need a
tell us
specific
anything
degree to get a
what's
specific
mine.
job.
I managed to sneak a bit of Goyle's hair during
I think as long as you do a degree you
and
enjoy,
mix it into this.
you can sort of get into
One
most
suit,
jobs
Harry, and
really.
you'll
It's just
look
like
just
the
like
super
Goyle.
high-end specialist jobs you won't be able to get. But if you're doing a literature degree, for example, I doubt you want to go into the medical field as like a high-profile doctor. And if you do, then unfortunately you have chosen the wrong degree to do.
Try and find Malfoy. He's usually lurking about the dungeons this time of night.
I don't know why I go that way every single time, because it's probably slower to try and get into there than it is to just go around for RTA. I need to remember to equip Expelliarmus before end day today. Yeah. I think most of that lies in the fact that the education system is so geared towards just passing exams and they don't actually talk about the real world at all. Especially in England, our education system is very poor. Very screwed up.
Ah, Goyle. Did you know that
Ah.
Draco's looking for you?
Oh, come on, Goyle. Get over here. You know Goyle.
That was weird.
The Daily Prophet hasn't reported what's going on here. I suppose Dumbledore's trying to hush it all up.
They should start teaching like methods of like ways of doing stuff.
Father's always said old Dumbledore's the worst thing that ever happened.
Oh hey Moon, how's it going?
He loves that non-magical lot.
I feel like I'm calling it Chew. I keep saying I'm confusing myself with names. It's because your name is... I'm going to stop talking until people correct me. I'm just going to say hi to people and not say their names.
I wish I knew who it is. I could help them. Oh, you must have
I will stop digging myself a hole.
You know I haven't, Goyle. How many times do I have to tell you? But I know one thing.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good.
Chamber of Secrets was opened.
Talking about how poor the education system is in England. It's always a fun topic to talk about on stream.
One of them's killed this time. I hope it's Granger. Anyway, Draco,
See, I always go with the bit of the name that's going to be the bit that I'm... Well, one is the bit that's easiest to pronounce. Like, et is weird, because it's like, hey, et. It's like, yeah. Hey, et. Just sounds like I'm saying, hey, et. Like hate or het in a weird voice.
Get going, Goyle, before you're fat.
Some people obviously, like Liam, I always call Liam. I always call Liam Liam.
Here and fast.
Cool, good RNG. There's a prefect that can just sometimes be in the way there. LB. I'm going to call you 711. 711. There we go, 711. I'm really sorry. The prefect being in a bad place doesn't lose any time because you can just flipendo cards and get past him. But it's a lot, like, it's an annoying strat to get. Like, it just makes it more risky.
Well, it isn't him. Malfoy's not the heir of Slytherin.
I get Starlight Sims, I get Star...
Who else could it be?
I get Starlight,
I don't know.
I get
It's
SLS.
got to be someone who was here at Hogwarts 50 years ago, when the chamber was last
I don't get my real name because no one knows it. Ha 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 ha
You
ha.
did a great job. See you in the morning.
I think that's actually, I think there are people who do know it. But I don't know who they are. I think Mylan and Nixo know it. Because they've had to send packages to me.
Hufflepuff.
Oh no! Okay, that's annoying. I know, it's crazy. My parents did not call me SLS when I was... It's insane.
Slytherin.
It's really weird. Yeah, I just call myself... My degree is actually just going to say Starlight Sims because I've forgotten my real name. It's really sad. It was a sad story, actually. No, I've told the story sometimes. So actually, the star with 2 R's in my name comes from my middle name. Because one of my middle names is Star with 2 R's. That's where that comes from. Fun fact. I don't get why the students, they just like walk back and forth. Like, yeah, this is where I'm going to stand. I'm going to stand in the middle of this corridor for no reason. No, considering I lost over a minute to Quidditch, I could be on like a really decent run, but no. But I have, like I said, I have 2.5 minutes to save in the last Quidditch match. So if I save that, theoretically this could be sub 150 loadless, which is really stupid.
Beyond this is the Incendio challenge. Mr. Potter, if you wouldn't mind coming forward, please.
I wonder if the Incendio spellbook is down these stairs.
Side of the crawl space. Once you've managed to collect it, the Incendio charm will be yours. You must then return
Also,
here to
I find the spell challenges in this game really weirdly programmed because so the Expelliarmus one has a cutscene to leave, and then the Aberfor's one, the trigger to activate the cutscene to go back to the classroom is opening the door. So like opening the door triggers the cutscene. So if you open it the other way around, it still triggers the cutscene. And then for Incendio, the trigger to go back to the classroom after the challenge is like on the stairs. So each challenge has a different trigger. It's really weird. I don't really understand why it's programmed that way. Anyway, this is how you do a quick Gargle Fight, and then you skip this one because this one's annoying to hit. Obviously, the spell challenges originally were meant to be revisitable, because there's like there's dialogue in the text banks that implies it. Okay, I got 1 health. Can we see if we can get a second good Gargoyle fight? Also, the gargoyles are, these gargoyles work differently to the one in Expelliarmus as well, which is interesting. Like, in terms of, like, how their attacks are laid out. And you know what, thank God we don't have to fight the Aberfor's gargoyle, because that thing is stupid. That's going to hit me. Yep. Okay, hopefully this one doesn't hit me. That's a really annoying place. The Aberfor's might auto-target onto it. It is possible. It's just... it's very precise in terms of where you have to jump to. I can just die here, actually, get my health back, because it's loadless. Abusing loadless timer, I know, it's crazy. Imagine being able to abuse the loadless timer in 2PC. God, the shot. Cool. Also, the weird black boxes you get, because of the push you do through the ceiling with the door, it stops the rest of the cutscenes in this area from loading properly. So these black bars up here are meant to be cutscenes triggering, but they just don't trigger. That was also one of the earliest tricks found. That and Expelliarmus skip. Okay, can I get damageless? Oh, wait. Need to do this. Probably helps. Cool. Oh, please don't be too high. It's really annoying because the way you grab it, sometimes you can grab it and then fall off because the platform raises after you grab it. Really stupid. Yeah, so like here, you have to go up the stairs slightly for the trigger to work. Not tied to the door.
Excellent, Potter. 40 house points to Gryffindor. That is all for today. Class dismissed.
There you are, Potter.
Stop!
I'd remind you, we've got a Quidditch match.
Why, like, why is he just in all the classrooms?
Hurry along.
Yeah, so on GameCube, you can do a thing where you do like a stair clip, and then you jump all the way to the Incendio book, and it skips the Gargoyle fights, but it's only possible on GameCube. It, like the clipping method doesn't work on Xbox, so it's a GameCube only trick. So that saves like a minute 30 or something, but GameCube lags a lot more, all over the place. So it's like a they seem fairly equal in terms of time, because the amount of time you save, you lose, and it's also an annoying trick to go for. Yeah, I think this Quidditch went quite well in my splits that I'm running against. So we will see. How do Ravenclaw already have 10 points? Aberforth skip, the way we do it in now is exactly the same. There's a different method of Aberforth skip that is GameCube exclusive, but we don't do that anymore because that's slower than the method we do now. Okay, please catch it. Please catch it. Please catch. Please catch. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a thing you can do in this game called location storage, where if you pause the game while a cutscene is loading and then quit out of the game, it starts to load the it loads the cutscene as you're quitting the game, so it stores the it stores the coordinates of where you would end up at the end of that cutscene in the game. So then next time you do anything that requires you to be in a certain coordinate, so example opening a door, opening a chest, hitting another cutscene, if you do any of those things, the game, rather than putting you to the correct coordinates, it loads you into the saved coordinates of the cutscene you've saved. So what you used to do is save the cutscene that's outside the common room before Aberforth. You would skip it, you'd go and save the game, and you'd quit out the game by going back into the cutscene, and then you go to Aberforth, and because cutscenes also trigger it in some cases, the cutscene would put you out of bounds above the map, so then you just jump down to where the door is and you just you skip all of Aberforth. But it takes the setup for that, and the amount of time it takes to jump over back to Aberforth takes longer than the new setup does.
Someone had tried to flush it down her toilet. She was in a right state. Careful.
You could.
My dad told me some books can be very.
You can actually use that method to get out of bounds in the girls' bathroom during the day. That's the method of you getting out of bounds in that bathroom, but you can't do it to get to chamber because it's on a different map. You can also use it to get Defendo spellbook early and to enter the restricted section early, but neither of those are helpful because they soft lock the game because of the game's method of checking how you're progressing.
Well, whoever he was, he didn't write in it. It's completely blank. I wonder why someone
So now it's just one of those like useless glitches that doesn't really do anything.
Harry went to bed before anyone else in his dormitory that night, mainly because he wanted to examine Riddle's diary. He sat on his four-poster and flicked through the blank pages.
Hey Sinner, thanks for the luck. How's it going?
Hello, Harry Potter.
I'll see if the timer does that weird not pausing thing again.
Stuff's been happening. Do you know about the
It was literally on like the second to last load screen of the game. It was really weird.
In my 5th year, the chamber was opened and the monster killed a girl. I caught the person who opened the chamber.
What's great about this cutscene is that Harry's clothes just clip through his body. Because it's like, oh, it's the one time he's sitting down.
Okay.
Harry sat entranced by the memory.
So when the camera zooms out, you can see his cloak just like inside his leg.
What
are you doing down here, Tom?
It's all over. I don't think you meant to kill anyone. But monsters don't make good pets now, do they?
During this run?
It never killed no one. Come on.
Yeah, I have to go back and check. That's annoying.
What you do is make sure the thing that killed that girl is slaughtered.
Okay.
He wouldn't, he never. No!
It was Hagrid wrong.
At least I get an approximate idea.
Secrets 50 years ago. Go tell Hermione. I've got to go and see Hagrid.
During the first Quidditch match. Okay, I'll go and check. I'll have to get someone else to retime it. Mylan. I tried to cough there, but a cough didn't really come out, so it just sounded a bit weird. To be fair, I probably didn't notice it during the first Quidditch match because if you mean the practice, I was raging too much. Because that was appalling. You're right, sorry, I forget they're magic cloaks that don't clip. By the way, are these meant to imply like Mona Lisa was like a witch? Is that the implication? Time for the best cutscene in the game.
Bad business, Hagrid. A very bad business indeed. Things have gone far enough. As chairman of the school of governors, I've simply got to act.
Oh, hey Simeon. How's it going?
Away.
How was
No.
How was HP1? Did you manage to bop June?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, hey June.
A dreadful thing, Dumbledore. As of this moment, you are suspended as headmaster of Hogwarts. If the governors want my removal, Lucius, I shall of
Oh wow, that's close.
No.
No.
You will find that I
By the way, Hagrid's now going to throw a key through Lucius Malfoy's face and maim him for life.
You will also find that help will always
Well, glad you managed to PB.
Of course, if anyone wanted to find out some stuff.
Oh, okay. If you are using the route on speedrun.com, that route isn't going to work because for some reason between... Yeah, look, throw it through his face. Between GameCube and Xbox, there's some chests in different places, so I can send you the GameCube route for 100% for this game. Because it's probably slightly outdated, but it should work. But they have a different route. Malfoy doesn't need his head. He's good. Literally like, that's the key. And he's like, chucks the key. And it's like, well, don't tell Malfoy what you're doing. Don't like signal what your plan is. So the question now is, will I get good RNG on Aragog, or will I get good RNG in the final Quidditch? That's the question. We will see. if I get good RNG on both and this goes well, this should theoretically be a PV. Oh. No. So what's annoying actually is that these spiders can push you out of bounds. If they hit you in the right way, they can clip you out of bounds. Really stupid.
Is it?
Yeah, 100%. 100% is not going to work with on GameCube with the Xbox route. I learned that the hard way because when I swapped over from GameCube to Xbox, I was like, I'll just do a quick 100% run. And my first Xbox 100% PB, which was world record at the time, lost half an hour to me looking up like game facts guys to try and work out where the last chests were because the route just wasn't right. It was fun. It was a fun run. Me just like running around the castle, just be like, I have no clue where I'm going. I'm sure that I think that runs still on. I think that runs on SRDC. If you want to just go to the last half an hour and watch me just going, I have no clue what's going on.
So you didn't come from the Chamber of Secrets?
No.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
A girl who was killed 50 years ago. Was discovered in a bathroom, and
my first PB would have been I think my 452 was my first PB.
From the cupboard I grew up in.
Oh, Mike, I actually have to send you some pics. Actually, I found a what notebook I have the other day, and inside I've written out my notes for my route for HP2 PS2 all wizard cards. And I wrote down where all the cards were and where I could trade. It's all written down by hand in a notebook. Well, that's funny. I was considering that as a category. Oh, that's fair enough, June. Thanks for stopping by. And thanks for the luck. I think I literally used that was weird. That's never happened. I assume they're like invisible seams or something that I'm landing on. Yeah, but I think I used what did I use for my 100% route? I think I used Game Facts as well. I can't remember exactly what I used. It'll be a guide from somewhere. Oh, this run is going. This is the worst section in the game. Well, apart from the RNG, this is the worst section in the game. Because it's literally just like, oh, yeah, health. It's always good to get some random health. It's just like, hope you don't get hit by the spiders. I can't remember how this is on PS2. I don't know if it's as bad. Well, Final Fantasy sounds interesting to like route out because it's all like, do you do any grinding in those games? Thank God. So. If you don't kill that spider when you're stepping up onto the wall, if the spider hits you while you're going onto the wall, it can displace where you are, so you actually then can't get back off the wall, so you can get soft locked on this wall. Fun fact. Because once again, this game is super well made. Hey Cosmic, how's it going? Oh, that's cool, Simeon. Thanks for the raid and thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you get some more runs going and get some bigger PBs. Okay, time for RNG. Oh, nice. Okay, one hit. That was not good. Oh, come on. Oh, for God's sake. It did this in my splits as well. avoid that bean. Oh, I will V-chat, because it's annoying, like, you don't really do anything in this fight, but at the same time you can't really stop concentrating. Come on, show me your belly one more time. No! Okay, I'm gonna lose time here, because I think in the splits it took me a minute approximately. Just be careful not to die. Come on, show me your belly. Stop charging me! Come on, Aragog. Be nice. Okay. Fine. I will take it. I think that's like 50 seconds lost or something, but whatever. It's all good. Try and catch up on...
Thanks, Rob. That was close. No problem.
What I missed. Oh yeah, 2 GBC without grinding is just awful. What do you mean? That makes... Like, why does it not make any sense? Aragog gives you a potion vial, clearly. What else would he give you?
Something Aragog said. Ron, that girl who died. Aragog said she was found.
What if she never left the bathroom? What if she's still there? You don't think... Not moaning Myrtle.
Not moaning Myrtle. It would make a lot of sense if it was. Oh, in all the excitement I forgot. Someone's been up to the dormitory and taken the diary.
What?
I went to look for Hermione, but I couldn't find her. When I got back to the dormitory, she was missing. What?
Aragog's just mixing potions in the forest.
Gryffindor could have stolen it. Nobody else knows our password.
Except for the fact that every time you enter the dormitory, you just shout it out in the middle of the corridor.
See you, Harry. See you, Ron. And thanks for rescuing me. You're my best friend. It's my job.
Oh, not too bad. 40 seconds. That's not awful.
Gryffindor.
Anyway, Harry, I could sleep for England. I'm going to bed.
Hufflepuff. Ravenclaw.
These I've never understood. Because it's like... surely the other houses aren't getting any house points during the night. Surely.
Oh, I must have slept in.
Oh no! The Quidditch match. They couldn't have a cutscene of Ron just being like, "Hey Harry, remember to go to Quidditch." Everyone should play this game because this is probably the best 6th gen game casually, in my opinion. 3's also okay, although once again, if Liam was here, Liam would be shouting at me in the chat now. I don't know. I can't remember. I think if you lose house points, the other houses have to lose house points to match you. So if you lose like a ton of house points, Slytherin also loses house points so that they can't be winning too much. Do the PS2 version, but just play with the skip where you skip every single thing in the game. Easy. To be fair for Ron's only friends with Harry because of the perks he gets for knowing a famous person. They might do in the PS2 version. I don't think they do in the Xbox GameCube version, as far as I'm aware. Okay, fingers crossed.
Today, we're going to see Slytherin play Gryffindor in the last match of the year.
Okay, I'm gonna not look at chat for a bit, just concentrate on this. This pure thing of skill. Go away, Bludger. That's annoying. Oh, for God's sake.
That was a really heavy tackle. Ouch! Pusey was really rocked by that tackle. Malfoy's been hit by his blotcher. What an amazing catch by Johnson. Slytherin passes
Okay,
the ball.
fingers crossed. Please catch, please catch, please catch. Yay! Thank God.
They'll be crying into their butterbeer in the Slytherin common room this evening.
God. Okay, this is now on pace, potentially to a world record, which is stupid. Oh, I'll just quickly run around and grab everything wit. Poor Draco.
Harry, that was wicked! Oh, it's such a pity Hermione didn't get to see it. What? Hermione wasn't at the match?
Slytherin loses points on GameCube if you get caught as Goyle. If you go to the library and get caught, you lose house points.
In a book somewhere.
That actually used to be back before I ran 100%. Sorry, wait a sec. Nice. Back before I ran 100% when the rules were being discussed. No, Flo, I will not. The rule used to be that you had to make Slytherin lose as many points as possible.
Ravenclaw.
And it was a really stupid rule. And then it got changed very quickly.
Slytherin.
Because it was a stupid rule. Ooh. Okay.
Where were you, Ron? I've been to
So, really, unless the game, like, crashes, this should be a sub 150.
But it gets worse. It's Hermione. She was attacked. She's been petrified. Huh? They found her just like nearly headless Nick. Outside Moaning Myrtle. Stiff as a ball.
Yeah, I really shouldn't jinx it.
They could to find Ginny. So,
The thing is, I don't really know, like,
I found a piece of paper in her hand.
this run, aside from Quidditch, was and Aragog, was a really decent run.
What was the page about?
It's like, I'm not even really, like...
They're giant snakes that live for hundreds of years. Apparently,
Do I want to keep grinding this out to get good RNG? Or do I just move on if I get a sub 150?
spiders don't like them. They run away when a basilisk is near. And there was something else. Hermione had written the word pipes on the page. Pipes? Pipes. That's all, just pipes.
Because, like, theoretically, this, like, I've lost, what is it? I lost
The monster in the Chamber of Secrets is
over a minute on Aragog, over a minute on that first Quidditch match, like 30 seconds on the book climb. So really, it can come down to like a 147. And it's like, can I be bothered to grind out run to just hopefully get good Quidditch sometime? Because I might leave any percent until someone, if someone in the future works out a consistent way of doing Quidditch or finds a way to skip Quidditch.
Giant snake. Surely someone would have seen it. Pipes. Pipes, Ron. It's been using the plumbing. I've been hearing.
Move on to 100% maybe.
The entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. What if it's a bathroom? What if it's in
Moaning Myrtle's bathroom.
Okay. So what do we do? The place is crawling with prefects.
So remember, guys, the place is crawling with prefects. Remember that.
Moaning Myrtle's on the second floor.
Remember, it's crawling with prefects. How will we ever get to the bathroom? The place is crawling with prefects. Let's play a game of count the number of prefects we see on the way down to the Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. So there's none here. There's a ghost. So we've seen a ghost, but there's some more ghosts. Oh, I don't see any prefects. Still not being stopped by prefects. Oh, interesting. There were no prefects. That line makes sense on PS2 because PS2 has the prefect on the top floor.
Oh, it's you, Harry Potter.
Oh, hey, Blendy.
What do you want this
Thanks for the raid. How's it going?
Oh, it was dreadful. It happened right here. I
How was your stream?
Olive Hornby was teasing me about my glasses.
Yeah, that split doesn't matter. These are new splits I made for specifically loadless. Because I split during load screens now, because it's obviously, it's loadless, it makes sense. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. This run is interesting, because the RNG's not been great, but it's on pace to beat world record, so, an interesting run. Oh, nice, how did you enjoy it? I'm one of those people who likes the game. Most other people don't.
Harry, say something! Something in parcel tongue! But go on, Harry. Okay then.
They were all just walking around with the really, really rare invisibility cloaks. They were all walking around with them and just not stopping anyone. I'm going down there!
Going down there.
To be fair, Flo, I do sort of agree with you in a way. Like, it's the speedrun that actually, like, requires some sort of skill and, like, risk balancing, and obviously, like, some people will be like, oh, it's a really easy run. It's not really at top level. It's actually quite a hard run.
She won't wait.
Tom?
Yeah, I get what you mean. The camera angle makes it annoying
But only just.
for, like, trying to, sometimes with jumps and stuff and moving stuff.
There's a basilisk and it could be along at any moment.
The basilisk.
Honestly, Lockhart is in the Flourishing Blots. He is in the Defense Against Dark Arts classroom, and then he just disappears from the story and doesn't come back.
On a diet of her deepest fears until I had enough power to start pouring a little of my soul back into her.
He's in it more than Dobby.
Ginny Weasley opened the Chamber of Secrets. She
Oh, nice. What have you? So 2 GBA. Have you done other GBA ones yet?
on the Mudbloods and nearly had this nick.
No.
I'm afraid.
And yeah, the like
Ginny told me all about you, Harry. So I
sort of like balancing like health management, using potions, sneaking past prefects. There's some like hospital has like a faster strat that's not done in runs yet, where you can use 3 stink pellets luminous balloon, sorry, to get past the prefects there differently, but it's a lot harder. It has like a higher skill ceiling than you'd expect for a very straightforward GBA platformer action game.
To business, Harry. I'm going to teach you a little lesson. Let's match the powers of Lord Voldemort, heir of Salazar
Slytherin,
against the famous Harry Potter. Kill him.
This is 2 separate cutscenes, by the way. So that lag between the cutscenes is 2 separate cutscenes. Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely 3 GBA is good. Other like the rest of the 4 GBA is okay. 5 GBA and the DS games are interesting. You have to be careful here. Cool. My health is super low. In case you're like, here's the plot of the story, in case you didn't understand. Oh no, I forgot to go for the strat flow. Wanted me to go for. I'm such a loser. 4 I recommend on GBA. The DS version has like added minigame things, but I don't think they're really worth it. That was close. God, imagine losing the run to Basilisk. Who would do that? I've never done that. No, one of my 100% PBs, I died in Basilisk. And it's one of those games where it has a cutscene where Voldemort's like, I shall be forever powerful. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm 1 hit away from death. Cool. Drop some health. Forks, come and help me. Heal me. Tom just turns to Aragog for that one cutscene. Literally, his voice is just like, oh, yeah. Where are you? Oh. Okay, please don't come up here, Snake. Cool. Forks does drop health, but he drops it like... Because of the way this battle works, he drops it between phases. So hopefully I can grab this in time. I don't think that really does much, but we'll grab it anyway. And he always drops it in that spot. Yeah, this fight is... It's the best looking Basilisk, I think, in the series, but it just takes so long. And it's dull. Like, it is a dull fight. Miscounted there. You lose time because of the amount of time it takes the Basilisk to get across the room. So, depending on the hole he comes out of, or she, or whatever, I don't know if the Basilisk is male or female, you can lose time depending on how long it takes it to get to the back to the next hole. But yeah, it's really stupid. Once again, RNG you can't control. The only phases that are constant is the very first phase. He'll always be in the front mouth, obviously, and the very last phase he'll always come out of the mouth as well. Also, cut Ginny's arm off. Yes. It didn't stop doing that this time, so I don't know what happened there last time.
How are you feeling?
Also, this is going to be a 157 RTA, I think, which is crazy. Skipping 158 RTA.
Professor McGonagall has cancelled this year's exams. I was really looking forward to doing all of that revision.
As you can see, Ron is just like such a prick. Like, Hermione's been unconscious for weeks, and Ron's just like, she likes to do schoolwork. It's like, shut up, Ron. She's just come out of like a coma. Let her enjoy herself.
When you're ready, Harry, we'll go in.
Nice. Goh.
We come to the end of another most eventful year.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry, they only have 5 days of school. My bad.
And so, for their many achievements and outstanding commitment to the school, it is with great
sub 150 loaders is nice.
The House Cup to Gryffindor.
What's second place? What's Mike's time? Oh yeah, probably. I'll get some to retime it, but it's a 149.
Harry told them everything. For nearly a quarter of an hour, he spoke into the rapt silence. He told them about
the
disembodied voice.
Because my PB before this was a 150-55, loadless. Mike has a 151-38, nice.
How he and Ron, following a hint from Hagrid, had followed the spiders into the forest. That Aragog had told them.
Like I said, my PB in this game was not good. Because this run wasn't great, and it's still PB by over a minute. What's my summer best now? Like a 145? 147. That's what I meant. Oh, I said 145. Yeah. Just casually getting a 149 fract.
It had a lot to do with loyalty and friendship.
And courage. Harry, you can't forget that.
Since the 150-55, the only things that have been added are you can go for a ladder clip in Morgan and Burke's, but I didn't get it this run.
And that diary...
And I think that's it. I think everything else is just playing better and getting better RNG.
For it was Lucius Malfoy who had planted Tom Riddle's diary.
What's crazy is that if I got in good Aragog RNG and good first Quidditch match, it's been 147.
Well, once again,
which is stupid. That's insane.
The boy who lived.
But yeah, so the plan is, I don't think, I was planning on grinding out this game, but like after that run, the only things that really went wrong in the run were RNG, things that I can't control. So it's like, do I want to grind it out more to get better RNG? Not really. So either I can do 100% in this game now, well not now, like next is my next goal, or I can, what can I do as well? I'm going to do 3 GBA off stream because that's not a very nice streaming game. Either 100% in this game, or I can potentially do 1 Xbox, I guess. Any New Game Plus. Oh look, Jeremy Soul. I think I'm probably going to raid someone now. I think I would have done more runs, but I PB'd. But I don't really, like, I'm not itching to beat that time. Especially because no one's really... If this was, like, the main category that everyone was running for, like, full series and stuff, I'd be more inclined to grind out for better times. But because PS2 is the one that takes, like, all the attention, I don't really feel like any, like, supermassive drive to improve the time. Yeah, in New Game Plus, take world record back. I only have to save 2 seconds to tie world record. It's weird. Yeah, so I probably going to end up doing